Many of us are looking for fun and easy ways to be able to go and help the environment. And one way that has gone and gained popularity through the guerrilla gardening movement is a method called seed bombs. My name is Lindsay Jane, and I'm the creator of the Solarpunk Scene. I'm also a horticulturist. And so today, I'm going to be teaching you how to go and make seed bombs, where to use them appropriately, and why you have to be careful with when you use them. Seed bombs are a lot older than you might realize. Ancient Japanese people knew the technique as tsuchidango, which translates as earth dumpling. The method had faded into obscurity until 1938, where Japanese microbiologist and farmer Masanobu Fukuoka incorporated his ancestral method into his own farming techniques. The belief was that Mother Nature takes care of the seeds we sow and decides which crops to provide us with, like a process of natural selection. Because ultimately, nature decides what will grow and when germination will occur, be that in 7 days or several seasons away. The technique was picked up by the guerrilla gardening movement, where it was used to create community gardens, increase biodiversity in barren empty lots, and help to inspire a generation of environmental activists. While the method of creating seed bombs is very easy, the knowledge about how to use them isn't as accessible, and that's where I come in. Seed bombs can do more harm than good if used the wrong way or with the wrong plants. Every ecosystem out there is different. It's evolved based on innumerable factors and species, and is still changing. The idea with seed bombs is to strengthen the biodiversity of an environment. This means that you should not go out and just buy a regular mix of wildflower seeds. Often those mixes contain invasive species that will harm the ecosystem. Invasive species are a problem due to the fact that there often isn't a natural mechanism to regulate their population and growth, unlike native or naturalized species that get eaten by the local fauna. They may even end up outcompeting native species as a result, causing a reduction to biodiversity, the exact opposite of what we're trying to achieve here. Kudzu, covering entire fields and villages, as an extreme example, but shows precisely what can happen by introducing a species with no natural regulators. This is a very real issue, because ecosystems need more biodiversity to be able to survive extreme weather events or disease. If an area has only one species and something comes along and kills that species, then the area becomes barren. When you're trying to do something to help the environment, the last thing you want to do is help invasive species. How do we make sure that this doesn't happen? The steps are simple. Step 1. Locate the area you want to seed bomb. Step 2. Identify the ecosystem there and plan to focus on those native species appropriate to that area. Is it a barren field? Move on to the next step. Step 3. Find out the zone that your area is in and what the native species are. Usually, if you Google "enter your location here, native species," it should come up. Step 4. Get your native seeds. A lot of areas have native seed suppliers, and some even have seeds categorized by ecosystem. For example, this is its seed supplier in Ontario. As you can see, they have it organized by ecosystem for the best impact. Once we have our seeds, let's gather ingredients for the seed bombs. These are the seeds I've chosen. I have a couple of mixes of native wildflowers and milkweed seeds that I saved and harvested myself from last year. I'll be using 5 cups of worm manure for my peat-free compost. Try to make sure whatever you get does not have peat in it due to it being unsustainable. I have 2 cups of clay powder to make the mixture stick together, and water to help everything bind together. Add your clay into your compost and begin to mix. Next, you'll be adding your seeds. The 2 mixes that I have, one is a Great Lakes blend for my region, and the other one is a native beneficial insects wildflower garden. Also, just a quick note, if you do decide to use something like milkweed, Try not to sneeze on it by accident, otherwise it might blow up in your face. Once the seeds are thoroughly mixed, you'll slowly be adding water to go and make a kind of nice consistency so that you can start to form balls with it. Don't add the water too quickly, otherwise you might end up with a muddy mess, so just be careful. Once the mixture has reached like a good consistency, you'll be rolling it into balls and then filling a tray with them to go and dry for a couple of days. You'll be wanting to leave the mixture on a place that's, kind of sunny, someplace that they'll be able to have lots of airflow in order to go and dry out. It is now Thursday morning. I've given the seed balls a couple of days to go and dry, so let's go and check out and see how they look. The seeds are now dry. Explaining quickly how this works, the compost acts as nutrients for the soil where the balls fall, and the shape and clay protect the seeds from being eaten by birds. As rain falls over time, the clay dissolves and releases the seeds and compost onto the ground. Now enjoy this footage of my bud Jorge and I being chaotic gremlins as we seed bomb. I'm so excited to see what you guys get up to with this project. I tried to cover everything I could, but if you guys have any further questions, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll do my best to go and answer them. If you make seed bombs, please tag me. I'd really love to see if you guys do these. You can tag me at the Solarpunk Scene. I'll include the tag here. If you want to read more on what you can go and do for the environment or for helping your garden transition with climate change, go and check out the article that I wrote for the Solarpunk magazine called Helping Your Garden Transition with Climate Change. I'll include it in the description down below. I can't put into words how much all this support has meant to me. I love making videos for you guys. It is so much fun and I really enjoy putting this content out there, but unfortunately, with being a horticulturist, we're coming up on the spring and summer season, which means that I'm going to have to change to a different filming schedule. I'm now going to be putting up a video once a month rather than once every 2 weeks so that I can maintain the quality of the content that I want to keep. This video, I am also starting to feature comments. Your feedback and suggestions are important to me, and I'd like to make sure that you know that they are heard. Our first lovely comment comes from Monique, who gave the suggestion of doing a video focusing on planned communities. I will definitely be trying to incorporate that into a future video, so thank you. The other comment I'd like to feature comes from the very helpful Brendan Fraser. Thanks, bruh. The comments about my audio have been heard, and I now have included a pop filter in my setup. As always, thank you to my lovely Patreon supporters. Have a great rest of your day, everyone!